It's a Friday afternoon and Renko and I are studying at her apartment. She has physics paper strewn all over the bed between us, keeping my book on my laptop so that I don't lose it in the mess of notes. We've both been working pretty peacefully for about half an hour when Rico jumps up, realizing something. Oh, I almost forgot. There's something I want to show you. She rummages around in her bag for a few moments before coming up with a crumpled piece of paper. After some half-hearted attempts to flatten it on her knee, she holds it out to me. It's a flyer, decorated with a large image of a sailing ship. Underneath, the text says, "Grand opening." What's this? They're opening a museum ship for tours. Cool. What does this have to do with our classwork? Or with the club? It's haunted, of course. I like how you can still see her eye under her hair. So it's just like an outline. Pretty funny. Supposedly, it was saying a couple of 100 years ago. Now the ghosts of the old crew roam the ship. And you said they were offering tours? I thought we could go together. It's been a while since we had the chance to go on a real date. Oh. And it's cheaper than going to the moon. There's a student discount for the entrance fee. You mean doing homework in the same room doesn't count as a real date? She throws a flyer at me, but since she didn't crumple it up first, it floats uselessly to the bedspread between us. There's a tour tomorrow night. Who knows? Maybe we'll see some ghosts. Pick up the piece of paper. The words twinkle up at me. Mysterious disappearance. No known survivors. It's a date. Okay, I guess we're going on a date. What you see before you is a one-to-one recreation of the great warship Perseverance, which disappeared under mysterious circumstances around 200 years ago. However, the exact date of the sinking remains unknown. It's like that plane disappeared like not that long ago over the I don't know which ocean, but it disappeared with like 100 or so passengers, and I don't think it's ever been found like to date. So it just, you know, brings up the question of aliens. I think like aliens. It's some like extraterrestrial like being or thing that like, you know, got them, or just some weird, you know, turn of events that made it impossible or hard for us to find them. You know, it just leaves a lot of questions. Wait, is it recreation? What whispered the Renko? I guess so. Flyer didn't say that. How can a recreation be haunted? It's just a fake. Perseverance was last spotted on a clear night by a nearby merchant vessel, and then sailed out of view, never to be seen again. Maybe the ghost felt, or you know, something told them that this was a replica, and they decided to haunt us instead. I don't know. At the time, it was theorized to have disappeared due to supernatural influences. People said it was spirited away by a ship's phantom, and that the area it was sailing through was cursed. I focus my eyes a little as the tour guide leads onto the deck, trying to sense any supernatural presence. Can't see any boundaries. Now that we know more, prevailing theory is that the Perseverance sank due to lack of maintenance, causing the rudder to stick. This most likely led to the ship veering off the course and crashing into some unknown obstacle. The guy paused and plastered the while I looked onto his face. However, since there are no survivors, who's to say? It really was a curse that drove the ship off course that night. Well, since, you know, of course, when it comes to human nature, when we don't know the exact cause or reason behind things, we tend to let our mind wander and find answers that satisfy our need to know, because of course we don't know everything when it comes to the world and things on it and why things happen, so we have to find our own reasoning and answers as to why things are the way they are. He leads us down to a ladder and then opens the door to a side room. Inside, protected by glass, is the ship's helm, a one wheel upright in the frame. This is the ship's helm. It's been moved to this room for protection. When Perseverance was still seaworthy, this would have been located above decks. This wheel is where the crew steered the ship from, or more specifically, struggled in vain to correct their course on that fateful night. Something is nagging at me, and I squinted my eyes again. The air around the helm looks faintly distorted. Could it be some supernatural influence? Or is the glass reflecting the light strangely? Renko stands close beside me, listens intently to the tour guide's words. Thanks to the recent discovery of the ship's wreckage, we've been able to study the layout and create this full-scale replica. Since the original ship's artifacts were too old and water damaged to be museum pieces, everything you see here is just a careful reconstruction. The closer you're going to get to the real thing. I mean, honestly, I would love to be on like the real Titanic. Let's move that slightly, because that happens. That's my desk, the little black piece. This helm is actually the one piece of the original ship that we have on display here. Take a good look. This maybe have been where the sailors took their final desperate stand. I don't know what's, I mean, I know that some people enjoy being where some people took their last breaths, but this is kind of wild. Hopefully recreation is a thing, because otherwise, the wheel of the helm is cracked weather, and patch at the bottom of the wheel shows where barnacles have been pried off. I wish you could touch it. If everyone got to touch it, it would probably ruin the wood over time. Like those statues where like you would see like the gold, and where people have been constantly touching like dogs or people, statues, stuff of that nature. I don't mean everyone, just us. Now if you'll come with me, let's explore the rest of the room below the decks. Renko and I look at each other in silence for a few moments as the last guest file passed, headed for a parking lot. I don't want to tell her the tour was underwhelming, since it was her idea, but, well, it was. Renko signs. I hate to say it, but that was kind of disappointing. Definitely weren't any ghosts. It wasn't just me. It was a good idea, but I can't believe the ship is a replica. Seeing the way such an old ship would have been built was cool, but yeah, it wasn't the real thing. We shouldn't have advertised it as it was. I'm not even sure this counted as a haunted ship tour. The real ship is still sitting at the bottom of the ocean, after all. Of course, ghosts wouldn't haunt recreation when they could haunt the original. You're right. With that in mind, I don't think they can call it a haunted ship a tour at all. I started to go on my feet. It's a little windy on the dock. That cold breeze blows over us, making Renko put a hand on her hat to keep it from flowing away. Would have been cool to get a closer look at the original ship's helm. That was the only thing I felt could have been supernatural. Wait, really? You think so? I'm not sure, but I felt something around it. Too bad the tour guide moved us past it so quickly. Let's go back in then. What? Let's sneak in after the museum closes, just to look around. Shouldn't be too hard. I doubt the security is very tight. You're one of those little sneaky people. I see. I see. After all, who would bother to break into a replica ship other than us? True. Not lying. Ship looms over us, creaking a little as it rocks in its berth. I nod decisively. Let's do it. It's worth checking out, even if we don't find a boundary. Great. We head away from the docks to idly spend some time in the tea shop nearby, but wait for the museum to close. Renko insists that she needs caffeine for the night ahead. Seems like our date wouldn't be ruined by the boring tour after all. Awesome. A few hours later, we return to the ship. Does it feel scary to you that there's no tour guide? And obviously, it's just an empty ship. Still doesn't feel haunted at all. We go down to be headed for the same ladder that our tour guide took us down earlier. Do you think they keep these lights on all the time? I doubt it. Seems like a waste of electricity. Anyway, over here, we might as well look around a little. It could be traces of supernatural on things other than the helm. I guess we're walking around. I didn't hear that. A freaking chicken. I hope that's a replica too. Swear a few other rooms, but nothing stands out to me. Finally, we find ourselves in front of the door to the room that holds the helm. Renko pushes the door open and we go inside. However, we aren't supposed to. Well, we aren't surrounded by other museum goers. Guard stands out to me immediately. There's a weak spot here, Renko. Her eyes gleam. Is it tied to the helm? It must be the only artifact from the original ship, remember? I approach, even behind the glass of its frame. The helm seems to shine in my sight. Reach out a hand, as if I'm about to touch it, and then lights go out. Mary? Ship shifts all at once beneath our feet and I stumble. Reaching out for Renko and clutching her at her hand in the dark. Her responding grip is firm. Hold on. We shouldn't get separated in the dark. Let me find if I can see the... Let me see if I can find the door. Okay, ow. I saw as Renko pulls my hand hard. What happened? I think I ran into a chair. A chair? Weren't those supposed to be pushed against the wall before? Yeah, to make the room for the tour group. Make the inside around when the ship moved. Wonder why that happened too. Shouldn't have been a surge inside the harbor. Could have been the wind. Hold on. I think I found the door. I remember those being oil lamps before. It's pretty strange. Climb on the ladder again and emerge onto the open deck. The wind yanks in my chair, not my chair, my hair, and for a moment I imagined the wind could have caused a shift we felt below decks. I feel this is the greatest time as ever to save. Go to the main menu, do that sort of thing. So we won't get a good time to, you know, pause it for a moment or for the video, unless it's this, you know, sort of a stopping point. But yeah, this is Lost at Sea. Pretty chill, pretty neat. Hopefully you enjoyed this going on 14-minute video. Of course, if you did, you know where the like button is, share, subscribe button, all that fun stuff, you know, do that if you will, if you want to. And yeah, if you like this game and you want to play it for yourself, everything will be in the description below for you to do just that. And with that being said, hopefully you enjoyed, you know, this experience, and hopefully you also had a good day, good yesterday, and better tomorrow. And I will catch y'all in the next video of this game and possibly and many others.